A119 mini dash cam versus the A119 mini 2 dash cam. Wait, these look exactly the same, like they're duplicating. I think everything's duplicating around here. Well, let's dive right in and see the differences between these two dash cameras. Let's go. Dash cam resolution. The A119 mini is running a 5 megapixel Sony STARVIS CMOS image sensor. The A119 Mini 2 is running a 5 megapixel Sony STARVIS 2 IMX675 image sensor. Both units have the capability at running at 2K resolution with 2560 by 1440p at 60 frames per second. Now, they can only do this if you leave high dynamic range off. If you are going to run high dynamic range, you can only run it max at 30 frames per second. Viewing angle. Both the Mini and the Mini 2 both have a 140 degree wide viewing angle. High dynamic range. Both units actually run high dynamic range built in as an option. And you can actually see in the video that's playing right now that there is little minor differences in the high dynamic range. For instance, when driving through the tunnels, if you're actually looking at the Mini 1 as compared to the Mini 2, you'll notice that the Mini 1 actually is pretty yellow, the actual video, while the Mini 2 is a little clearer, right? It gets rid of a lot of that yellow tinge. As well as if we actually go to when I'm walking up to the vehicle at night, if you actually take a look at just how blue my shirt is on the Mini, as compared to like a Mini 2 where it's more of an accurate blue like what you're seeing in these videos. Turn on screen. Turn off screen. Take photo. Walk the video.
Video protected.
Turn off audio.
Voice recording disabled.
Turn on audio.
Voice recording enabled.
Turn on Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi enabled.
Turn off Wi-Fi.
Recording started. Wi-Fi disabled. Recording started.
Video stop. Video stop. Video stop. Video start.
Recording started.
Dual band Wi-Fi. Both of these dash cameras support 2 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Now, why would you want 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi? Well, it'll actually download videos 3 to 4 times quicker than the 2 gigahertz option. There also is a Wi-Fi app on Android and iOS. SD card capacity. Both the Mini and Mini 2 will both support up to a 512 gigabyte micro SD card. At this point in time, we only recommend using the Viofo micro SD card. But a 256 is more than good enough, especially because these are only front channel dash cameras. You are going to get an excessive amount of video. However, we do want to take the time to kind of address which micro SD cards you should be purchasing. So, according to Viofo's website, they recommend the following micro SD cards. The Viofo micro SD card, SanDisk Max Endurance, SanDisk Extreme. They do not recommend Samsung Pro Endurance, SanDisk High Endurance, SanDisk Extreme Plus, SanDisk Ultra, Samsung Evo Plus, and Samsung Evo Select. We do get calls from time to time where people are purchasing different SD cards off of Amazon, and we just want to make sure that if you get the beep, 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 beep of death, There's a good chance it's because you probably bought one of the wrong cards that aren't supported in the unit. Anyways, if you have questions about the SD card, definitely leave them in the comments. GPS is built in to both of these units. It will supply you speed and location data embedded in the video. Now, however, if you do have a heavy foot, you can also turn off the speed and location data or whatever you prefer. Parking mode. Both the A119 Mini and Mini 2 both have the same options when it comes to parking mode. Auto event detection, which means it'll automatically record when detecting moving objects or impact while the car is parked. Time lapse. Video was recorded at a low frame rate, 1, 2, 3, 5, or 10 frames per second. Or low bit rate recording. You can lower the resolution to save space while recording. Both of these units, in order to enable parking mode, require purchase of the Viofo HK4 parking mode cable. It requires power, ground, and ignition connection, and you must use the selector switch to determine your low battery protection between 11.8 and 12.4 volts. This part will actually also be hidden under the dash, so make sure you select wisely. We do recommend 12 volts or higher for the majority of vehicles on the market. Normal recording for A119 Mini. This is current draw in normal recording mode.
Parking recording started. Parking recording started.
This is current draw parking recording mode for A119 Mini. Loop recording and video length recording. Both units have flexible options of 1, 2, 3, 5, or 10-minute video length recording files. Also, the file list organization is exactly the same with all files, locked files, and parking files. There's also emergency recording button. The emergency recording button automatically detects a sudden shake or collision, then locks the footage and protects them from being overwritten. So both these units, in summary, are basically the same in terms of all the buttons. So both of them have an emergency recording button right here, right? They both have a Wi-Fi button. They both have the microphone button, which allows you to turn the mic on or off. They both have the record button, allows you to start and stop recordings, and it allows you to also go through the menus. They both have the 1.5-inch size screen, and when you look on the side here, both of them have the power port on the same side. They also have the micro SD card on the same side. Reverse it to the other, microphone right here. They're both in the same spot. The heat sinks look exactly the same in terms of from the exterior. Really, there's very minor differences. The big difference is you're getting the new Sony STARVIS 2 and voice control. And when you look at the video, you see some little minor differences, right? Like it's a little bit clearer going through the tunnel. If you see also late night, we had a couple signs that were a lot clearer on the Mini 2 than the Mini. Just those little minor details, right? Even when you were looking at my shirt at night and just seeing how much more accurate it was with the STARVIS 2 lens over the original STARVIS. So is it worth the extra $10, $15 more? Well, yeah, it's not a big investment or a big jump in order to actually get the voice control and to get the STARVIS 2 sensor. Now, the only thing that I did see is the video stop and video start. I had to yell at it very loud in order to get that done. I'm going to imagine that Viofo has probably gotten feedback from a few other people on the same thing. It's either that, so who knows, maybe we'll see a firmware update with that. But at the same time, I don't think I would want it accidentally stopping while I'm driving as a result of maybe a song playing that maybe says video stop or something like that, right? The last thing you want is this thing to stop working. So to be honest, I don't even like that feature being on there. I would prefer the video stop and video start actually not even be on the dash cam. I think that should only be a manual option, because the last thing you want is like even your kids, you know, I know my kids will fight in the back seat and they'll say, stop, right? So imagine that they accidentally, for some weird reason, triggers your dash cam at the same time as an accident happening, and now you don't actually catch it. So my opinion, I would vote to not even have that as a voice control, but that's my opinion, I guess, right? But anyways, needless to say, it's pretty cool. It's not like the A139 Pro cool, right? Like when like the A139 Pro came out and you were looking at that to like the A129 Pro and the A229, and that thing like just demolished everything on the market, you know. That was really cool. Is this nice? Yes, it's got some cool little features and everything, and I love that they were able to keep it in the same size casing as the original Mini, and they didn't have to change that at all. Now, I'm pretty sure we'll see Retro Car Guy doing some heat tests, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with, or maybe we'll see Chuck actually do some heat tests as well, and we'll find out if there's a difference in heats. I don't have a heat gun, but other than that, I do feel that this is a worthwhile investment. It's a good product, so if you are looking for just a front camera, this is probably going to be the best product that you can purchase in that price range. I'm Ben with Safe Drive Solutions, your dashcam specialist. I hope you enjoyed this video. Had a lot of fun making it. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you are looking to try and support us, feel free to check out our website, safedrivesolutions.com. We do supply and sell dash cameras in the United States and Canada. And if you're in Greater Vancouver, Canada, we also install them. So anyways, cheers.